And then I'm going to put many cameras. I'm going to take some notes. Here we're with the bionic model. Just to let you know, the bionic models are decent to show a couple of skills, but not many, because the iris.
You are online on YouTube, okay?
Huh?
Now you are online on YouTube.
Oh, not yet, Sergio. The stream started, but not the whole session, so people cannot see us yet.
No, on YouTube people can.
Yes, are you sure?
Let's
I don't
see.
think so. I don't think so.
Because if we are, we need to say hi to everybody, and they're seeing the backstage. Let's see. No, it's not. Oh, it's live. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah. You are live on YouTube.
Hi everybody, we are live. So you're seeing everything since the beginning. So yeah, we are live. So they're seeing the backstage. Great.
2 minutes.
I'm gonna drink a mate, a cimarrão. To prepare for this amazing session. Okay, so I have, perfect.
Ivo, ¿me escuchás?
Sí.
Acordate de, como te comenté, que tenemos
Sí, tengo memoria.
un teléfono y también la tenemos a Reyes para la presentación lista. ¿O no, Reyes?
Sí, nada, una frase de bienvenida y
Por
poco
supuesto,
más.
no, por
Las
supuesto.
gracias a vosotros, como siempre. Ok.
Bueno, Lisa, si querés, creo que empezamos por, fíjate la cámara, la móvil. Sí, me voy para allá.
We are now online.
Hi, everybody.
You are mute, Ivo.
You are mute.
Ivo, no sound.
Ivo, you are mute. Ivo, you are mute.
You still mute.
Are you listening to me?
Yes, perfect.
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Recording in progress.
Hello, guys. Are you listening? We had a little bit an audio issue. Hi, guys. Are you listening?
Perfect.
Yes, perfectly.
Yes, perfectly.
Maybe you start, Sergio, with a couple of words, and we're going to solve the audio issue.
Ivo, Oftalmouniversity, Lisandro. Thank you.
I'm sorry, guys. We had a little issue with the audio.
We can hear you perfectly now.
Okay. So sorry. A little bit the issues for the audio. We have a moving camera that we wanted to show you around. Let's show people around the setting we have. We have an historic day today. We're going to show the launch of an amazing technology and device that comes from Latin America. But that launch is also done for Europe with amazing surgeons from Europe. So I couldn't be more happy than today. So we are in a completely simulated environment. and we're gonna put a Canabrava ring for the first time here in Mexico. So, you know, happiness is completely absolute. So, well, we have Sergio here. I want to introduce him. I met Sergio many years ago in 2016. You know, we did an interview together and we started developing this amazing relationship. He's always, you know, investigating, launching new devices, communicating a lot, doing a lot of teaching around the world. So Sergio, we are so happy today to be with you. Thank you so much for letting us do this amazing launch. Also, Reyes Oces from AJL, an amazing company that made this dream come true. Reyes, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone from Asia in Spain. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Perfect, Sergio. So let's start.
Let's start, guys. Thank you everybody that were involved in this meeting. The speakers, Lucan, Floria, Luis, that stay here to help us. Lisandro, Ivo, Andres for help me in this launch. Luis Marina to do the translation, and I will present first the story of the ring, how everything starts. I will let me share my screen now. Can you see?
Perfect.
Okay. On Sunday, I was in front of the TV and I was looking at a TV show in Brazil. And that time in 2014, they are talking about a 3D printer. Then I stayed thinking, this is the video that I was looking in 2014. People were discussing about in neurologic time and orthopedics about 3D printer. Then I go to home, I go to my hospital. Why not to produce an intraocular device with the 3D printers? This topic was in the trend in 2014. Then I started design. Hey, look the designs, how many designs I did to get in the final design. This 1.3 millimeters was when I was to disaster. I don't remember this name in English because it's so long, it's so high the spessor of the thickness of this ring. Then observe one of my first tests in pig's eye. Observe, it's impossible to work it. It's so bad, it's impossible. But I keep trying, keep trying. And of course, the material that I was using in the beginnings was a VisiJet. And then one day I had the idea, why not to disalign the idents? And then this was the first one that I produced that works. And then here in left side with a PMMA and the right side with a 3D printer. Then when the game changed, because it's impossible to produce the ring around the world with a 3D printer. But when I start, I thought it. I was in ASCRS 2015. Then I meet Reis and Pedro from AJL, and you have a quickly discussion. And Reis and Pedro, Sergio, let's produce this ring. I trust in your idea, and let's start. Then you have 3 models that you put into develop it. You can observe in the left side that in this moment, there are no hooks at the end, because with a 3D printer, the surface of the material is so soft. No, it's not soft. Then it's grasped in the iris. But when you go to the PMMA, you need to insert the 2 final hooks. Then these 2 final hooks is the point that give the stability of the ring. And here, final design that you perform all the research, all the publications, and everything. And this is a shortly story of the ring. Was a really hard work, was a real hard job, but you are here and you're done. Thank you, everybody, that you stay involved in this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergio. Thank you very much. This is amazing. I think when you see ideas coming to realize, you don't need to remember the origin, everything and all that journey, that is behind this amazing technology. So now we have the amazing Luis Leon from Castellón, Spain, who's going to talk about, how the technology works. Luis, thank you for being here with us.
Well, thank you, Ivo, and thank you very much, Sergio, for allowing me to be here today supporting you in this world launch. Congratulations on having managed to take an idea from your head to the market 6 years later. It is something tremendously difficult and expensive in time, and it is not necessary to explain why. And I want to say also thank you very much, AJL, for having opted for this great product. I can also proudly say that you are Spanish like me. And now I'm going to tell you about the physical description of the ring. Well, you can see here how is the ring. It is a 300 degrees semicircular ring.
We are seeing black, Luis.
What?
I'm not seeing your screen. I don't know if the other people are seeing it.
No, it's black. You need
It's
to
black.
share.
Your screen is black. Yes.
Share the presentation.
You are not seeing my presentation? No.
Yes,
No.
it's
No,
black
just
screen.
stop sharing and start again. Let's see if it was that.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to begin again. Now?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Well, here you can see the Canabrava ring. It is a 300 degrees semicircular ring with a 60 degrees opening made from a single piece. You can see to the up-oriented part. In this up-oriented part, you can see those 4 eyelets are the bigger parts with these eyelets, and they will be engaged over the pupil. And we have the down-oriented part. We can see here those eyelets. They are smaller, those 3 eyelets, and they will be engaged under the pupil. And we have these stabilization hooks at the tip of the ring, both tips, that they will be on the down-oriented part, so they will be engaged under the pupil. We can see, well, it is made by PMA material, and you can see how is it finished. You can see how the edge is very smooth. It's very friendly inside the eye. It is the diameter of the ring. It provides an pupillary opening of 6.3 millimeters. That is the same of the diameter of the ring. And here we can see that the vertical height is 0.0 millimeters in vertical. This is the thinnest ring of the market, and that's very important. That's very important in every eye, but more important in shallow anterior chambers. Well, let's see how to insert the ring. Well, first of all, we cut the ring with the Kelman-McPherson forceps from the tip, and we introduce it inside the main incision. One thing that I have to say here is that the incision, it can be smaller than 2 millimeters, and that is very important too. Well, in the next one, once we have the middle of the ring inside the eye, we change to the Sinskey hook. and we introduce the hook inside the eyelet, and we keep pushing and rotating the ring like this. Why is important to rotate the ring? It is very important because we have to face the central smaller eyelet. We have to face it from the main incision, and that will be more easy for we have to carry this small eyelet down the pupil edge. Remember that those three small eyelets, they have to be under the pupil. Well, we have one under the pupil, and we have to go to the other small eyelet. This one down the pupil, and after that we go to the other one. So we have the one small eyelets down the pupil, and pulling this peripheral bigger eyelet, we can introduce the stabilization hooks down the pupil. And that's how we see the Canabrava ring inside the eye. And when we see this image, we see how the ring is engaged with the iris. And it is like a wave, and that's the reason why it is very stable. We are going to see the video how Sergio introduced inside the eye and engaged the Canabrava ring with the iris. Here change to the Siski hook. And first of all, well, the first one, a small eyelet down the pupil. The second one, a small eyelet down the pupil. And the third one, the smaller one, the third one, down the pupil. And after that, he pulled from the bigger peripheral eyelet, and he introduced the stabilization hooks down the pupil. And we have the Canabrava ring engaged with the iris inside the eye. And now we are going to see how Sergio Canabrava disengaged this ring in a very easy way. And after that, remove the Canabrava ring outside the eye. We are going to see it again. First of all, he only pulled from a big eyelet, the upper one, and after that, it is only to remove with the, okay, perfect. Okay, advices. Well, pupil diameter of 3.5 to 4.5 millimeters, and eyes with normal to large wide to wide diameter above 11 millimeters. We can see here how this eye with 9 millimeters wide to wide, well, the Canabrava ring doesn't fit well. So that's very important. Please, wide to wide above 11 millimeters. Take home message, finally. Up-oriented part with 4 eyelets engaged over the pupil edge, down-oriented part with 3 eyelets engaged down the pupil edge, and 2 stabilization hooks at the tips of the ring engaged down the pupil edge. It is made of PMMA, pupillary opening of 6.3 millimeters, is the thinnest ring of the market. It can be inserted in incisions smaller than 2 millimeters, easy to insert in pupils smaller than 4.5 millimeters and in shallow chambers. We recommend pupil diameters of 3.5 to 4.5 millimeters and eyes with a normal to large wide to wide diameter above 11 millimeters. Well, thank you very much to all. Congratulations, Sergio.
Thanks, Luis.
Unbelievable. And when I see, when I hear Luis Leon talk, the thing I'm thinking, Sergio, is you wanted to make a device, right, that works, but then you need to make a device that it's easy to use, and you need to teach other people to use it. That's not very easy, right? because it's a completely new process. It's very interesting.
Yes, Ivo. Yes, you are right. You need to think and think and think and think, because and the day I have the idea to disengage, because everything is in the market are like a hook, two hooks. But when you disengage it, the ring is the thinnest in the market. And how to think to be it easy. For example, my friend Lucan like to insert in the capture reverse, but he has a great ability to using two hands. It's not to insert the ring with two hands like Lucan.
Yeah, I know. So when I started with this project with Sergio and start thinking, you know, how can I learn and then how can I teach to use it? He showed me a couple of videos, and you know us, and we said, okay, let's try to simulate this. Let's try to teach people in a simulated environment. And for that, you know, we started to build this webinar today to do the big lunch. The first thing I really want to thank Reyes Poses from AGL. I don't know how you say it in English. We are used to say it in Spanish, AJL. But Reyes, I would like a couple of words from you. We are so happy, you know, to do something with you. You believe in Sergio's idea and you make it happen. And today it's a happy day because of that.
Yes, of course, it is a great date, and of course we are honored to participate in this very important event. So thank you, Oftalmouniversity panelists, doctors, and of course to the audience for your very high interest in the Canabrava iris expansion ring. Above all, I would like to thank you, Sergio, for your trust in OGL, for sharing with us your great idea. Yes, it was a really good idea from the very beginning, and now it is a very useful medical device. You will see it, and it makes very complicated surgeries very easy and safe, which has been remarked before. It's been a pleasure to collaborate with in the development of such innovative products. And we are very excited to start officially all the commercial activities. You said, Ivo, that training is very, very important. And of course, we will participate in different events so that doctors can use the device in very safe and very well trained, like AGL, Dr. Sergio Canabrava of Oftalmouniversity. You are very good friends, and I'm sure that you will collaborate with us very, very much. So thank you, Sergio. You had a great idea, but now it is true. It is now available in the market, and we are very, very excited. So thank you, congratulations, and I leave you with the webinar. Thank you.
Yes, we also want to thank the panel. First of all, Lucan, thank you so much. This was a picture from before. You're not there, but you're one of the most important guests today. A lot of experience with the ring. Thank you for being here with us. Florian Kretz, a big friend also from Germany, who's using the technology. Luis Fernandez Vega, another great friend from Spain, with Luis Leon, that it's part of the team. You know, the two Luises are just part of the team of Oftalmouniversity, and it's so happy to have them here. So basically, well, we have these two, you know, platforms, online platforms that you can join, and we're going to be talking a lot about the Canabrava ring in all social media. But this is the video that Sergio has in his Instagram. First of all, very important. You have any doubt, you go to that video, because it's very easy, very short, as you can see there, and then you can learn what Luis Leon was talking about. But what we wanted from here, we wanted to put a methodology that is very, very easy, so you can, you know, understand quickly how to put the ring. So what we're going to do is we're going to simulate the ring in a bionic model. The important thing here is we want to give you specific tools for you to take to the long-term memory, okay? But you need to remember that this is simulation. So there's going to be a couple of twitches, a couple of differences, but the good thing is everything we can learn. It's going to be different from the human being, but we can learn a lot from that. So again, I always say this and show this slide. Sometimes the surgical environment is not the best, you know, environment to learn something like this, because you have a private patient, you have a lot of stress, patient safety imperatives, regulations. So if you want to simulate this, the insertion of the ring, that's exactly what we're going to do in this that we call exponential learning. So now we're going to have two cameras. I hope you can see them. We're going to have one camera that's going to be the eye, and the other mobile camera is going to try to let you know what's happening with the ring of my hands. So guess what? I'm going to have the great Sergio Canabrava, leading me step by step and how to put the ring that it's just waiting above the cornea. One of the important things, this is how the ring looks like. Let's see right here. Let's see if you can show it perfectly. That's, from AJL. We had this amazing present a couple of weeks ago. We're so happy. And the ring will come. I don't know if you want to do some comments about how the ring comes, how to take it out of the device.
Sure, the device is perfectly packaged, and the container is really intuitive. So any falling of the ring from the holder is actually not possible. So really nice, and it is easy to be catched with the forceps. I have this on my video, so I will show it. But
Perfect.
It's the perfect packaging.
Okay. So now then let's try to simulate this, Sergio. I'm coming with the ingenuity. I have the ring. Let me see. And please, let's start to insert it and see how much we can learn from a simulated environment. What do you think, Sergio?
The important point, the number one, you need to see the right sides. Is sometimes the surgeon, when he starts the technique without the read the instructions, it can happen. The surgeon puts the bigger idents behind, but the bigger idents it's upside. The small idents and the hook stabilization is the downside. Then it's the most important point to start it, the right size of the ring.
Very, very good tip, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do here to show two sizes. I have some viscoelastic in the ring. Oh, my goodness. There you go. And this is the correct size, correct?
Here is.
Okay, so I'm going to start inserting it, and you tell me what to do next.
The second part, it rotates the anterior chamber.
Mm-hmm. So you can see better because we were.
But it's better to touch in the end of the ring. When you touch in the middle, is more difficult. You insert the first part inside the eye, and then you rotate slowly.
When is the time? This is an important question to you. When is the time you decide to use the Sinskey hook? Because that's one of the important things, right?
After the middle, I like to.
Great. So guys, when you're inserting it, you have and this is the other important thing, right, Sergio? You need a McPherson and a Sinskey hook, nothing else. That's very important use, right?
Yes, only this.
There you go. So I'm gonna start inserting it a little bit more, and then I'm gonna start using my Sinskey hook. And it's right here. We want to thank the people from Duckworth and Kent who help us with the Sinskey hook. You can see it right there. Then I'm gonna go into and start rotating. Look at how easy it is, and it's very smooth, and it's very easy. It's very intuitive.
Can I comment a small detail on the implantation? When you make the rotation, when you make the rotation of the ring inside, it's good to have in mind that the leading edge can engage the angle and can even cause a mild bleeding if you are too persistent with the ring. So the direction should be not purely rotation, but on the left side. I mean, like in 6 o'clock. to be away from the angle.
Excellent. So I know, guys, that visualization is going to be tricky because, you know, the Canabrava ring is transparent. So, you know, because of the light, maybe you're not going to see perfectly. But once the ring is inside the anterior chamber, Sergio,
Can you
keep guiding.
Ivo, can you increase the magnification a little bit if it's convenient?
Let's see. Yes, that's the most I can do.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, Sergio, let's keep advancing.
Ivo, when you are the ring, the anterior chamber, you go in the middle small ident and connect this middle small ident behind the iris.
Perfect. So I will grab it with the Sinski hook and I will put it behind the iris.
Yes.
Perfect. That I don't know if you can see, but it went perfectly.
And then you go in the left or in the right side and connect it.
Perfect.
The iris.
But the other one, and again, guys, remember that this is simulation. You know, but we are doing the technique perfectly. Okay, and you can see the one up here and the one up here. The one is down here, and down here.
Yes.
So I have almost everything, and then the last two, right? Guide me with the last two, Sergio.
Then, so you go to the left side, and then finally you put the hooks. This is the secret of the stability of the ring, because the iris connecting the ring like a wave. Then it stays so stable when it's connecting the iris. It's an important point that is I need to say, is because when surgeons look my surgeries, seems too easy, but it seems too easy now for me because I have a long learning curve, Ivo. Then it's important to start like Luis Leon told, start in easy case. After you have the learning curve, you go to the challenge case.
Amazing. So as you can see, I did simulate it perfectly. You know, now it's a little bit, you know, it moved, but the technique was completely simulated. So I will go back. We put it in the anterior chamber. I went to the small one and put it behind. Then I have the big ones, you know, like you can see above the iris. This one already changed the position, but here, I think this is very important, as you say, in terms of the stability. You're gonna grab the big one, but put it in the top of the iris. So the other one, the small one, just distal, will give stability to the brain. Perfect. So we did it perfect. So again, as we can see, you know, you can simulate this. You can learn it in a simulated environment. I really congratulate you, Sergio, because I think it's very intuitive. It's very easy. And, you know, since I was watching what Luis was saying and you were saying, I came up with this idea. Maybe we can put it afterwards. Let's show this, okay? And I was, you know, let's see if you like it, Sergio, but it's like, first you use the fine, then you use the Sinski hook, and you think like this. Small, in the middle, go down. The two smalls in the, you know, distals, they go down. And then you grab the two big ones and they go up, right? To put the distal, like it's like this, the distal stability down. And that's it.
Yes, just add here the two final hooks stabilization go down too.
Perfect. Perfect. So if we have time, we can do it again. I think it was great. And now we have the great Lucan Michev to share with us a couple of amazing cases. Lucan, thank you for being here with us.
You need to take care because Lucan have a great ability. Lucan insert the ring with two hands, but insert the ring with two hands is only for surgeons that have a great. I can do it every day with two hands. For me, one hand is easy. Let's go, Lucan.
So thank you, Sergio, for inviting me to participate here. I want to first congratulate you about the idea and I want to touch a little bit on the how you can train the surgeons. We as the surgeons, you know, we are like a spoiled child. We like new things which are good and which are easy to use. So I think your ring has all the three advantages which can tease our appetite to try it. So I tried the ring, and here is a case which probably, how should I say it was not the best case to try it because it's a short eye, 21 millimeter axial length, actually 21.9, and the lens which was intended to be implanted is 29 diopters. So you can imagine that this is a shallow chamber. So you see my video, right? At the moment. Do you see my video?
Yes.
Yeah. So as we spoke about the loading and the packaging, it's absolutely perfect. I'm here using a MST forceps with which I will implant the ring. Actually, I saw now on the video that you are using a Sinskey hook. I'm using micro graspers for that. Here, the capsule is already stained with trypan blue, and you see the pressure inside because this is really a shallow chamber eye. And then the rotation. So what I meant to say with the leading part of the ring, you see how close is this part to the angle. So if we are not careful, we can touch the angle. It's actually not a big deal, but still it's something that we need to be aware. You see here? So your technique with the Sinskey hook probably is the right way to do it. Here I'm using a push-pull or Lester manipulator, which is more or less similar. What I found is most important, as you pointed, is engaging of the leading hook here. Then I will engage the second one. With the push-pull. And it's more or less easy. But you need to, as Sergio pointed, you need to have the experience. Now, this is the second hook. And here is the last one. Now I will switch the hands and I will use Sinskey hook on my left hand and push-pull on the right one. And I think that when you implant it manually, it's probably more challenging, but less traumatic. And probably this is my way of doing it. I'm not sure it's the right one, but I'm doing it like that. So now the ring is engaged. And what you can notice is that it really doesn't alter my maneuvers. Here, I will do a decompression maneuver with a needle. And also, you will see how the chamber, albeit is really shallow, it's not altered at all from the ring. For example, if I'm using iris hooks here, they will lift the iris and they will close the angle. So they will contribute to less space for working, and they will even make more shallow my anterior chamber. Here, this is intumescent cataract, 29 diopters lens. So all the challenges that you might have in eye. Now, just to see how easy it is to enter with the phaco probe without the expansion device be in your way. So it's there, but it doesn't alter your movement. Here, this is a direct chop, and I have no difficulties to do it in the presence of Canabrava ring. Here, we are already on the irrigation aspiration. You see how the anterior chamber is already deep. If, for example, we were with the iris hooks, the chamber would be not so deep and not so well formed. So it's really easy to do a bimanual INA, and I'm sure it's not a problem to do a coaxial one. And the implantation. Again, the device is not on the way, on the lens, which is not the case with iRing, Malugin, Oasis, and the other expansion device. Now, I will easily rotate and implant the lens. Again, the ring is there, but it's there, but it's not there. it doesn't alter in any way my maneuvers inside. Now, the disengaging of the ring. I need to admit that I need to work a little bit more in order to be more fluent with the ring. But still, you see, now you can disengage the half of the ring, and then you can rotate it if you want. Or you can use a micro grasper, for example, to remove it from the eye. But I think it's safer to first disengage the ring from the iris and then to try to explant it from anterior chamber. So I learned my lesson quickly, and then I will disengage the ring. I don't know, Sergio, how you do this design, but actually it enters under the iris all the time. So it's actually making it easier to be placed, but not so easy to be removed. And now, when
The ring loves to be in the iris.
yeah, it loves the iris, actually. So, of course, you can use any forceps which is with enough holding force to remove it. Have in mind that the rotating maneuver is the most important one. Again, I have the issues with the angle, so that is why I emphasize on that. Probably in the future, I will be more fluent with the ring. And this is the end of the case. Now you will see how the pupil is without any sphincter breaks, and everything is fine. So that was my presentation, and thank you for inviting me to present this case. Let me see.
Yes, Luca, as you told, it's important to remove the ring, disengage it from the eyes before it's better when you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Your device is right.
Amazing. Very, very interesting. So very complex cases and using the ring. I think that's very important. And now we have a great friend, Dr. Luis Fernandez Vega, who has the opposite, a very, interesting case, talk about, femtocataract, trifocal IOL. So I think we're going to learn a lot from the other side of the spectrum. So Luis, thank you for being here with us. I'm going to start sharing your amazing surgery.
Thank you very much, Ivo. Thank you very much, Sergio, for letting me try the Canabrava ring. I think it's a great opportunity. We can play the video if you guys want. It's a 70 years old man that takes prostate drugs, but wanted a very good near distance vision because of his hobbies. So this is why we decided to use a Panoptix trifocal IOL. And as you can see, the patient has a medium size or small size pupil. So we decided to use the Canabrava ring. I'm not going to stop here to teach you anything, loads of teaching from the previous speaker, so you will absolutely know how to place it inside. Once we decided to use the trifocal IOL, we always do premium surgery with femtolaser. So this was a good opportunity to check how Canabrava ring behaves in a case like this. As you can see, the incision is 1.5 millimeters. So I'm removing all the viscoelastic from the anterior chamber. I checked that the incision is perfectly closed, and I took the patient to the femtolaser. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you a little bit of the femtolaser part, so you will see how it behaves absolutely perfectly in the femtolaser. I am finishing the hydrodissection maneuvers, and I will start with the phacoemulsification that will go absolutely fine in this case. A good tip is that I usually, when I think about the hooks in a small pupil, I always use hooks. So now when I think about the hooks, I will use the Canabrava ring. I think it maintains the pupil in a very, very good size, around 6.1, 6.2, if I'm not wrong. And in this case, as you saw, I'm inserting a CTR also in the back. Always that we use trifocal premium lenses, we use CTR, that's another debate, but you are seeing here a surgery with different devices that all combine perfectly. Here you see the Panoptix trifocal, very shallow anterior chamber. In this case, I'm seeing a lot of questions about anterior chamber and the ring in the chat. This, in this case, had a less than 2 millimeters, 1.9 something. So absolutely fine to manage the ring inside. You can see how I'm removing it. Now I have an incision of 2.2, so it's easier to remove that in an incision of 1.5. And the pupil is very, very rounded. The lens is perfectly centered. So very clean surgery, thanks to the ring and the help that it gave us in this case. Now you will see how the ring supports the pupil absolutely in the femto. You are not losing the suction at any point. Well, here is a catalyst lens, but you can use it also in other devices. You can see in the image of the left-hand side a very nice image of the ring. And with the capsular rhexis, we always use for Panoptix 4.8 in the capsular rhexis, and then the fragmentation of the nucleus. A lot of energy, but perfectly holding the pupil and no problem at all with the AC. So I think it's a very good advantage of the ring that in difficult cases you can use femtolaser. In catalyst, as you know, centers the capsular rhexis in the apex of the lens. So that's a very good advantage also of the femtolaser. And that's it. Any questions? Congratulations to Sergio. Thank you very much for inviting me in sharing this case, and hope to see you all soon.
It's not fair. It's not fair, Luis. You make it look so easy. That's not fair, man. Amazing surgery. One of the things besides the ring that I really like is this concept about you is to maintain a premium capsule. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Because you put the capsular tension ring, and you were very, very meticulous in polishing the anterior capsule. Tell us a little bit about that too.
Of course. Well, that's another debate that we can speak about that. But in all our premium surgeries, we always use CTR. We always use femto. Of course, if you have a scar in the cornea or whatever, that's not possible. And we always polish the posterior side of the anterior capsule to avoid capsular contraction. That's why you saw that instrument that we polish the anterior capsule, the posterior side of the anterior capsule with that.
Great.
I think it's a very versatile ring because you can use it nearly in every patient. I don't know what Sergio thinks. Loads of questions about the AC that Sergio can answer it.
Yes.
But maybe the only limitation is the white to white, very, very small whites to whites.
Yes, Sergio. So people are asking if you have any limit in the anterior chamber depth to put the ring.
No, depth no, because it's the thinnest in the market. The other rings in the market, Hingi, Oasis, Malyugin has about 0.8, 0.9 millimeters. The Canabrava has 0.4. And then it's the less than the middle. Then it stays so stable in the anterior chamber. But the problem that I always talk I'll say in my talks, in every iris ring, I don't suggest to insert it in eyes less than 11 millimeters. But when you have a learning curve, you can insert in these small eyes with white to white diameter, but using a reverse capture like Luca told, because you put the ring stable in the middle and you go with the another hand and back and the iris go in the ring. Then because this I call it reverse capture with two hands. But to start the technique is so important to start with small case, with easy case.
And of course, it has a learning curve, but I think that once you do 3 or 4 cases, I don't know what Lucan thinks, but it's much easier and you can do it nearly in one movement.
I completely agree. 3 to 4 cases are enough in order to get used to the ring and to the manipulation. And I also think that the only limitation is the white to white. Less than 11 millimeters probably is more difficult. And it can cause also iris root ischemia. We need to know that. But in every other case, as you saw in my case, this is so short eye, because probably the AC is 2 millimeters. No worries at all to manipulate the ring.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Now we have another great surgeon from Germany. Florian, thank you for being here with us. Every time you're with us, something nice happens, amazing concepts. People are very happy with you. Thank you for being here with us.
Thank you, Ivo, and thank you, Sergio, for this great invention you brought. I did use the ring once, and I do have to say I did make one mistake. I did not watch any video, and I did not read any description, and I did not even have the right instruments on the table. So I would recommend to everybody to really, when you start using it, to have a closer look what you need, because that was it does work, but it becomes very complicated. I used 1% HPMC for the anterior chamber. So every time I was manipulating the ring, I had an outflow of the OVD and the chamber was more shallowing. Then I did not have a Sinski hook available, I had an epsilon hook. So I was not able to actually enter the holes of the ring to enclave them inside the iris. So the only possibility I had to use the inverse capture and use the larger pieces underneath the iris. What does work, but it's just more complicated. And the only hook I had available had a little metal knot on the end. So also this one was not able to go into the holes, but I was able to use it to push the iris by the side and lift it over the ring to actually place the ring. But even with that, it was possible to enlarge the pupil, which was quite small in a shallow anterior chamber, and perform the surgery. So just from the learning curve wise, make sure you have the right OVD. You need something cohesive that gives you a little bit space, especially in the beginning, and that also calms down the movement of the iris. Make sure you have a Sinski hook or any type of hook that you can actually enter the holes in the ring to enclave them in the iris. And it will make the surgery much more easier and less traumatic. especially later when you want to remove the ring, like you saw on Lucan's video. If you have a proper Synscope, it's very easy to remove it from the iris, rotate it a bit and pull it out. But if you don't have that available and you need to try to grasp it with a forceps or something, it's actually difficult to take like the first corner out of the iris. But once it's out, then it's pretty easy, and then you just have to be careful you are not going to damage the anterior chamber and the iris root. And it's pretty like straightforward, and it's definitely a nice tool. I used a lot of all the other rings, and this one really you can, just because it's like smaller, it's so easy to rotate inside. I would just not go for too small incision in the beginning. But that would be my
Ivo,
like.
you are sharing your screen.
Yes, I wanted to show your video from Instagram while he's talking.
Yeah. So it really, I think the proper preparation makes this tool absolutely great, and definitely a benefit compared to all the other rings available. But if you use the wrong instruments like I did, it can make the beginning quite complicated. And there's just nothing that you need to have, especially starting with this technique.
Yes, I asked Florian to discuss about it because in my experience, the best surgeons in the world with a lot of ability don't watch the video, and this is the problem. For example, Florian, there are a lot of ability. Florian surgery is amazing, but as Florian told us, without the right instruments, it's difficult to insert the ring. Right, my friend.
I want to make a note. Florian is completely right about the OVD. We haven't talked and mentioned the OVD. It should be highly cohesive, or at least cohesive one, in order to have a space maintaining. And for other things, the videos, actually, we know that YouTube is something like C, so we can see every idea and every technique. And I think it's good to watch videos. Yeah,
definitely.
I agree. And what about, because since we're talking about OVD, also it's pretty obvious, but to say that you need to put some OVD between the lens and the iris, right? So you present the iris a little better. But highly cohesive, I think it's very important.
Actually, I don't do it under iris, because as you saw, the Sergio design is so prone to entering under the iris. So when you put the visco under the iris, you can create some other problems. So I just fill the anterior chamber with OVD, and once it's in, it enters really nice.
What do you think, Sergio? What do you recommend? Should we put some visco, or should we don't do it?
Don't need, because the PMMA of the ring is so smooth. You can touch in the capsule, and you never. I never had a problem when the ring is touching in the capsule. But the most important point is, like my friend Florian told you, you need to have the right instruments, and you need to start in the easy case. And like Luis and Lucan told, 3 or 4 case, you have the curve. But don't start in the challenge case. If you start the challenge case, you can have a problem, because it's a new technique, it's a new device. Then I suggest to use to start in easy case. Then for me, this Florian talk was so important to show some difficulties too, because if the surgeons look only my videos, oh, it's easy, but it's not so easy in the beginnings, right?
That's very good to say, right? It's very good to say. So people are expecting that learning curve. I think that's very important too. So, well, Sergio, you have a couple of cases for us there. Please show us.
Yes. Florian, any other comments about your first experience? Do you want to share?
Oh, the only thing that I would make difference, I would really use a higher cohesive OVD or even a viscoadaptive. I agree with Lucan. I would not put the viscoelastic underneath the iris, especially in a floppy iris case. You can really like shallow the anterior chamber even more, And because your ring is so fine, I believe it could even be difficult to really like placing it under the iris in that situation when the iris is really floppy. And the other thing is just that every time you rotate the ring or you move it, you need to keep an overview of the anterior chamber, because it is likely, especially like when you enter the last quarter of the ring, that you might touch the anterior angle.
Thanks, my friend. And one comment about the Phantom with Luis. This ring, I think, is the only ring in the market that you don't need to make a suture to go to the Phantom, and you don't need to keep the visco during the Phantom, right, Luis? This stays so stable without visco, and you didn't need to do a suture in the incision, right?
Not at all, not at all. You saw that I hydrate a little bit the main incision. That was 1.4. Well, it was 1.5 because I used the 1.5 knife, but it holds very, very well, and you don't need to suture at all. Before this, we used to use the hooks, but you have to cut them to go to the femto, so the surgery is much longer. So this was an absolutely great solution for these cases for us.
Luis, and when you transportation the patients to the Phantom, the patient can walking or in the
If he goes lying down, we don't put him walking.
Okay.
We take the patient to the femto. So usually we have another surgeon doing all the femtos. So we go to the other OR and we go back to the OR when the patient is ready.
Okay.
Before you start, Sergio, I want to say something, because there is so many people from all over the world already asking for the device. We have people from Malaysia, people from Bolivia, and people from Argentina asking us, when it's going to be available, how they can get in touch. So Reyes is here with us, and she put a WhatsApp contact number. It's very important. We're going to put it again, but it's going to be a WhatsApp number so you can ask all the questions when you can have it in your own country. Sorry, Sergio, keep going.
No problem. Hayes stay here to answer these questions. Hayes, there is some questions in the Q&A too, and let me share.
I'm responding to all these questions also. Yeah.
Let me put this one. I will present now same challenge case, but as I told you sometimes, start with the easy case. After you have the easy case, you can do the challenge case like this one. Here again, ring is a alternate idents technology that you don't have a hook. You have one ident up and another down. This ring received in 2017 the best paper of the session in the ASCRS in Los Angeles. Was a great thing, because it's a way to show that the technology is good. And very important again, observe the insertion position. The small idents below and the bigger above. You start with pupil is 3.5, then 4 millimeters, and white bigger than 11, only to start. Then after you can do with another things. And all competitors, Oasis, Iringi, Morscher, Mileva, Malugan, has about 8.7 to 0.9 millimeters. Here, as like Dr. Luis Leon told us, thinnest in the market, 0.4 millimeter, then it stays so stable, the anterior chamber. For example, it's a case with Oasis, that's a big fibrosis in the iris. I try to insert the Oasis, look, but it was disconnecting, and I try again, and I try again, and after to try, I could connect it, but It's not so circular. Observe. Then I decide to remove this ring, and then I will insert the Canabrava ring in the same eye. Observe. Here, how it goes so easy. Observe. Left side, and again the right side, and observe how automatically the big idents go above the iris. And then I connect the rook stabilization behind the iris too. And then you can send. Then because the ring is in PMMA, it's a good option for iris with fibrosis like this one. Here, Canabrava and the Oasis. Observe. You can insert the ring in this kind of case. I like to use I like the blue bubble because I go behind the iris and then have a bubble in the anterior chamber, and then I insert the triple blue behind the iris, as you can see, and then the ring works like a stretching. Observe, I use stretching the pupil, and then you have the ring connected. But don't start in this kind of case. I have a lot of experience with the ring to do this kind of case. Another case, observe, there is no limit to the pupil size. Here is a patient with Harada disease. Then I cut a little, and then I did a stretching to insert the ring. Observe. This is a good advantage for the ring. It's at the end of the surgery, the post-operative, before and after. Okay, here a patient with aphakia. It's possible to use in a patient with scleral fixation too. Here, the same curve, line curve, is small in the middle, in the left and the right is small, and then connect the stabilization rooks using the big part of the ring. And then the ring stays stable in a patient with aphakia. Here I'm doing a Yaman technique. Sergio, why not why you prefer here the Yamani? Because you can insert the IOL foldable. I like to use Yamani when I have the ring. Then the first flanged, and then another flanged, and you can see how the ring stays stable during all the scleral fixation. Because when the ring is staying in the iris, it's so stable in the iris. Then now I remove the ring, rotate to the out of the anterior chamber, but disconnect to the iris first. Here, observe this shallow anterior chamber, Lucan. Observe the anterior LCT. Then who was asking about the anterior chamber? There is no chamber here. Okay, how I did. Observe, insert, look how it's so hard to insert the triple blue because there's no chamber here. Then in this case, I like to do a little anterior vitrectomy to reduce the posterior pressure. And then now I will insert the ring, and you can see how it stays stable in this really shallow anterior chamber. Here, at the end of the surgery, remove the ring, and you can see how the pupil stay so good. Phantom, a review about Luis told us, incision about 1.4, 0.5, and don't need visco during the phantom. Here another case that let me see here in the video. the patient. Here I insert the ring, and I go to the phantom. You can observe the iridodialysis here and how the ring stays stable during the during the catalysis, and the patient can't go and transportate it. Then I back to the operating room, observe the ring stay stable with iridodialysis. Here inserting the capsular tension ring because there's a subglusature part there. And I remove the ring from the iris and then from the eye. And you observe the iridodialysis don't increase it. And then after to remove the ring, I go and I fixate the iris. Then the final aspect, you can see. And here the pre and the post-operative results. Guys, thank you. My part is finished here. It's really a great honor for me to stay together with you to help me in this launch. Ivo, Lisandro, Florian, Luis, Lucan, Luis Leon, Luis Marina, everybody from the world that stay with us here in the YouTube. Really thank you for these 6 years in work, in research. It was really difficult to do it, but you done. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Sergio. I hope Reyes can open the camera because everybody's here. There you go. I'm sorry, guys, I'm gonna take a screenshot here because for me, this is completely historic. To have Sergio, we have been, talking since the beginning, remember, right?
Right. Yes.
And to make this come true, AJL made it possible. These amazing surgeons already implanted the technology. And I was taking notes. I'm obsessive with taking some notes for everything that happens. And I'm pretty sure this is gonna be inverted. But the first thing, and it goes with Florian image there, is believe in your ideas, guys. For everybody who is there, I think the most important message today is to believe in your ideas and work hard to make them happen. And Sergio is an example of that. And we're so proud of being here in this amazing community, sharing that. So Sergio, again, congratulations. But this is starting. So this is not the finish line. This is the start line, right? So I hope this makes this is going to be a complete success. I'm pretty sure. One of the last things, I did some notes that I'm going to leave for the end. But before that, I would like everybody to say something, especially in those first 5 cases, starting with Lucan. In those 5 cases, what would you say to those colleagues who are going to start? Because I think that's going to be very powerful. What do you think? And then we're going to go for every speaker.
So my advice would be choose cases with regular AC and regular I mean easy cases. So pupil around 3.5 millimeters or 4, as Sergio suggested, good OVD and good instruments around. And of course, check the videos in YouTube.
There you go. I put it twice. So you guys know it's in Sergio's Instagram. You just can't miss that, right? And we're going to try to do something fun in Oftalmouniversity in honor to Sergio as well. Luis Leon, what are your final thoughts?
Well, it is a good idea. I think that ring has his place in the market. And depend of the eye even is a better option than the other options that we have on the market. And well, I'm training at this moment with the ring with my wet lab, in the wet lab that I have in my clinic. And I'm waiting for a good case. As you know, my patients are all private, so I'm looking for a good patients where begin with this ring. And I'm sure that soon I will have this patient and more patients for keep using this ring. Then that I think that it is a very good idea. And well, I want to help Sergio, and I want to be a good surgeon with the Canabrava ring. So we will keep. We will
And
keep
we
training
know
that
we know you have amazing devices too coming up. So we're waiting for them, right? Great, Luis Fernandez Vega. Those first 5 cases, what are your tips for other colleagues?
So a good selection of the case, as we all said, check all the videos, do exactly what Sergio says in the videos, and you are not going to have a problem at all. And maybe to add something else, do a good main incision. In the video that I showed, it was an incision of 1.5, so it's a little bit difficult in the first cases. If you do more than 2, you will be absolutely fine. And don't forget about the option of using it combined with femto.
Great. That's another thing I think we didn't discuss very much, Sergio, about the incision width. Do you recommend above 2 millimeters?
2.2, but it's possible to do in 1.4, 0.5 when you go to femto. If you go to femto, it's 1.4, 0.5, you can do the femto without visco. But you to insert about 2.2, you need to keep the visco inside the eye to go to femto.
Oh, okay.
And if you keep the visco, maybe you are going to have some breaches. Also, another option is to suture the incision, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Any other comments, Luis?
Nothing else. That's it.
Thank you, Florian. I think basically, what you said was very, very important, because you were also describing how you were feeling, and you were reasoning actually a couple of things inside the eye. What are your thoughts and your tips for other colleagues?
Oh, I think the main tip is make yourself space. So if the chamber is shallow, use a more cohesive or even viscoadaptive, viscoelastic, so you keep that space. Place your incision right. Sometimes even if you have a smaller incision, you don't need to be completely in the center. The entering of the ring is with like a left orientation of the wings. So even if you have slightly pointed to the left with a smaller incision, it just might be easier in rotating the lens inside, and it won't really harm you with the phaco or with the rhexis later. Personally, I'm not a friend in putting in a ring and then placing a patient under the femto. In that situation, I like to use a micropulse capsulotomy with a Zepto, for example, because I already have an opening. But that's just my personal experience with this, that I don't see any point in draping a patient twice and changing the locations. It's just like, I prefer to do it in a quick and easy way. But
Excellent.
My main key really is give yourself space, use the right viscoelastic, and and make sure you have the right instrument already on the table when you want to use it.
Amazing. Amazing. So I did some notes, they're going to be backwards, but I'm going to take a picture and put it, on social media. I really like to do this, there is so many amazing colleagues talking. Basically, some, use the fine, use the Sinski, go to the middle down, lateral down, and then the 2 in distals, they go up. Basically, I think that's it. Many things about, I really like the concept about expect a steep learning curve. I really like that from Sergio. First cases are going to be difficult, but expect that. Expect what are going to be the barriers so you can be prepared for them. I think there's many things about the pupil size. We said it many times, but the key here is the white to white. Okay, we didn't say shallow anterior chamber is you're not going to be afraid. The key here is the white to white. Say it again, white to white. It started with easy cases. I think what Sergio also tried to do today is these surgeons make it look easy, but it's not easy, guys. So,
It's not easy.
Expect that. And I think that's very good from you, because, other person will say, oh, it's very easy, just use it. I use it all the time. I think that's very nice for colleagues. What else? Well, I really like the concept about, because I'm telling you guys, I was about to put, viscoelastic below the iris. I will say, make some space. It's going to be easy. But then, you know, with all your comments, I'm not going to do that. So I think that's a very good one. The viscoelastic, you know, it's logic, but usually highly cohesive. And, you know, in the end, you know, there's Lisandro here, Andres here. I'm pretty sure they have some comments about.
Yes, I'm waiting, Andres, because Andres don't tell nothing. I'm waiting.
Having an idea.
Lisandro too.
He's preparing for a refractive event. He likes refractive surgery. You know, he doesn't like to go this deep, but I'm pretty sure he has some comments.
No, first of all, I want to say congratulations, Sergio, because after 6 years working on this project, finally we can see the final, right? The final Canabrava ring. And we are so happy for you, for your family, for AJL. I think it's incredible for Latin America. As Ivo said, when you have an idea, you have to share this idea, and I'm very sure you will get better results. So, my friend, congratulations. It's an honor to have you here in Oftalmouniversity. This is your house.
Thank you, bro.
Same here. It's an honor to have you and to have all these amazing surgeons with us today. And I think like 6 years thinking and working on this, you see this in the market, and you see like your son. It's like a little son of you in all the world. So maybe I think that you must be so proud of it.
Yes, it's because it's difficult, because you have the idea you need to have the idea to design, to develop the technique, to the patent, to respond the patent. Is a lot of work to do, to discuss with the industry. Of course, AJL is a great company to discuss. It was so easy, and they support me a lot. But there are a lot of points to get your idea done. It's not easy. It's not easy.
I would say also it is quite complicated. You know that also regarding regulatory issues, it is really difficult to get approval, the CE mark, the visa, the other registration process to get the product finally in all countries. So it takes time, but in the end, we have a very good product. It is very important to follow all these instructions. I would like to thank all the doctors who presented today, because they showed very good presentations and videos. So thank you very much, all of you, for your excellent job today. And of course, we are available for any comments, any information that you may need. And you can use the WhatsApp number. I will repeat it once again, which is +34 638 836479. You can contact me whenever you need, and it will be our pleasure to be in the same line to respond to your questions. Thank you very much, and congratulations, all of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I think this is a clear, example again, as we always say, academy and industry going in the same direction, because we're going in the same direction. So this collaboration made possible an idea from Sergio. So I think that's amazing. Thank you, Reyes, for everything. I also want to thank Luz Marina Melo. She's she's an amazing surgeon, and she's helping us to translate this to Spanish. Thank you so much, Luz Marina. It's such an honor to have you here, a colleague, and helping, to put the message to the entire Latin America. And well, we're finishing, Sergio. I don't know if you have some words. Lucan has some words, yes?
Yes, can I add a suggestion to Sergio and to Oftalmouniversity also? When we upload videos, I think it's better to upload unedited one or even live stream, because there you can see what happens in the reality, and it will be really useful for the surgeons. So just a suggestion. Yeah.
No, completely agree. Very good one. Sergio, some final words and the rest of the panel.
Well, I think I told everything. I'm really so happy to complete it. As I told you, it's not easy, and thank you everybody to support me in this point. Alone, nobody do nothing. You need to have help with a great company, great friends, and thank you, my friends. I select you, Lucan, Luis again, and Florian, because I believe you can help me in to share this ring. I really respect all of you like a surgeon, and especially Ivo. Ivo are doing is a showman in Oftalmouniversity, right, Andres? It's difficult for you, for Lisandro, for everyone. Ivo is the guy too, and because this
Showman, yeah.
The showman, and they work for your three are doing amazing work in Oftalmouniversity is increasing, and I see the Oftalmouniversity starting, and I'm so happy to see how Oftalmouniversity and all campus is a great dream, and thank you again to be here.
Thank you, Sergio. I don't know if Lucan, Luis, or Florian had any other comments.
Nothing. Thank you very much also to AJL, that I think it's a great company that supports all of these ideas that sometimes we don't remark and this with the industry.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. So see you soon. Let's do a couple of weeks, a couple of months maybe. We could do another one to see how we're going, how we're doing with the ring and how we're improving. Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
All the
Thank
best.
you. Good evening.